In this series, we'll start with the basics and work our way up, exploring each era of the game, opening packs, building decks, and dueling with classic and modern cards. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, this series is for you. So stick around because the heart of the cards are calling, and together we will become true duelists. Welcome to the Garbage Lords Progression Series. Well, I don't often say this in the Garbage Lords Progression Series, but that deck was so bad. How's everybody doing? Today we are looking at Abyss Rising in this episode of the Garbage Lords Progression Series. There's only one pack today, but it is a pretty decent one. So let's go ahead and get into it. So in Abyss Rising, we have the introduction of the Madolches, the Mermails, we have more spell books, lots of cards that are pretty good, but a lot at high rarity, unfortunately. So we have Messengelato. Messengelato is a great 4, adds any Madolche spell trap, and it combines really, really nicely with an ultra rare that we'll see in just a moment. We also have the Mermails, or at least the first set of them, and they are pretty good. We have Pike, Gund, Turge, just a lot of very powerful water monsters, along with things like Slushy, which not great, but it's pretty cool. Shore Knight, I know, is a card that I think saw some play in speed duels, rip speed duels. We also got Spellbook of Eternity, which not a great card, but spellbooks are just super high rarity, so you really need any amount of them if you really want to play it. At the super rare slot, not a ton here, but there are some very good cards. Forbidden Dress is not a bad card. Protects from card effects. It's just basically worse lands. We do have a playset of lands, but if there's ever a deck that we really, really need to protect our cards from, let's say in like Zodiac format, Dress might be a consideration. Other than that, we have some Madolche cards here in Palooza, which is basically like kind of soul charge from hand. Abyss Dweller is a card that sees play to this day. Gaga Cowboy is not only a great way to burn your opponent for time, but also a good way to topple over some monsters that might be difficult to clear. We got some other cards like more Heraldics and Heroics, but those really aren't that good. One-Eyed Skill Gainer is a card that may be worth playing. Detach material. From this card, target a face of XYZ monster your opponent controls. This card's name becomes that card's name, and its original effect becomes that effect. Might not seem crazy, but in a board state where, I don't know, our opponent puts up just a crazy XYZ monster and we can manage to get a 3-mat XCs, it's not terrible. In the ultra slot, we have a lot of good cards, and some that kind of like warp the game around them if you do pull them. So first up, Abyss Lind and Abyss Sphere. These two cards work very well in tandem to turn the Mermail strategy online. Unfortunately, the fact that they're ultra rares means it's almost impossible to pull a playable number of them, but we'll keep our eyes out for it. Spellbook of Fate is a crazy card for the Spellbook archetype, again at ultra rare. It's just unfortunate, but whatever. We got some more XZs here, and notably we have Madolche Queen Tiramisu, an XYZ that sees play to this day. Attach material, target 2 Madolches in your graveyard, shuffle those targets in the deck, and after that, shuffle cards your opponent controls into the deck up to the number of Madolches returned. It's non-targeting, it's non-destruction, it's rank 4, it's just locked behind Madolches. It's a very good card. We also have other cards like Abyss Gaios, Dyson Sphere, even Shark Drake Vice is debatably playable, but I don't know about Shark Drake. I don't think we have the actual number XEs for it, but whatever. In the secret rare, there's a couple of very cool cards and a couple of very strong cards. So first off, we have Bahamut Shark. This card is crazy and just gets better as time goes on. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to really take advantage of this. Obviously, most people know this as Bahamut into Totally Awesome, but it was actually used in Mermails to summon, I think it's Abyss Lacia from the extra deck, and then you would basically just, do Mermail stuff with that. Spellbook Tower and Spellbook Library of Heliosphere are, again, more cards for the Spellbook archetype, but again, just super, super high rarity and difficult to get your hands on. Thunder Seahorse would be playable if we pulled a playable Hunter Core. Unfortunately, we didn't. Moving Glacia is an Elemental Lord card, which I think this might be the first one, and it's really good. If you have exactly 5 water monsters in your graveyard, special it and rip 2 cards out of your opponent's hand completely at random. And finally, we have Abyss Megalo, the pseudo-boss monster for the Mermail deck. It is a very powerful card. If you pull this and any number of the rares and possibly ultras, it's probably playable, but we'll see. In the common, we have a couple cards that are like interesting, and maybe we'll see played later, but not a ton. So first off, we have Planet Pathfinder. Tribute this card, add a field spell from deck to hand. Notably, this card saw a massive uptick in play when Numerons and Mystic Mine came out. Hopefully we won't have to deal with that, but it's something to keep in mind. Nimble Angler is a card that was played a lot in Sprite, but I don't think I ever saw play until then. And then we have some like other just random cards. Things like Magic Deflector are decent. Medolce Ticket is very, very strong. You need Ticket and Chateau, which I'm not sure what our Medolce pull looks like, but I'm sure we'll find out when we open up our 30 packs, because we did lose last episode, of Abyss Rising. This is the only thing we're opening today, so let's see how this goes.
Hornet is limited now, same with Dragonfly, and we got an unban, and I refuse. That's really bad. So I have commons and rares, and these are the 3 sets that I could pull them from. Haunted Mine, it's all stuff that we already have. Like, I already have play sets of basically everything here, and everything in here at common and rare is mostly bad. For Hidden Arsenal, like supers and secrets, I can't do anything with that. And then here, we pulled a play set of like every single common. And the only one I would necessarily want is Accelerator. So that leaves the rares. So we pulled like 2 Ma Hunters, so we can't play Hunters. We pulled 2 Arsenal, 1 Mark II. And so I'm going to be adding 1 Arsenal, 1 Mark II, because we just cannot make a Hunter deck. It's just not feasible. I think we only pulled 1 Wisdom, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's fine. Now we move on to Abyss Rising. This set is all right. For sealed, it is just okay. Everything in here looks fantastic. You're like, oh my gosh, more prophecy. You've got mermails. You got just so much in here. It's so sick. Look at all the XEs. Everything in here is so high rarity. We need to be able to pull Fate to be able to play spellbooks. And even then, we need a critical mass of that, and I don't think that's really feasible. Stuff like Dyson Sphere is fun for other things, but like a lot of these XYZs are not very good. This one requires 3 monsters. This one requires Heraldics, and Heraldics are bad. This one requires 3 warrior monsters. These 2 are the only good supers in this set outside of Dress, but Dress is only okay. This one requires waters. This one requires 3 Medolces, warriors, spellcasters, water, generic, or it requires waters, but basically generic. Secret and requires waters. And this requires rocks. It's only okay. Could play Dust On. That'd be very funny. But I don't think that that's necessarily what we're going to do. So we're just going to bust open 24 packs and hope for the best, because honestly, I don't know what I want. Next up. Okay, we got a Medolce Palooza, special any number of Medolces from your hand, but shuffle them into deck during the end phase. Not very good. Another Abyss Pike, or I think that's our first Abyss Pike. Oh, we got an Abyss Sphere. That's actually very good for Mermail. I'll take it. House Dust On, I think that's our first. Abyss Sturge, this is good for 5-axis, but we don't have a lot of those. Another Medolce Palooza, thank you. I don't want that. Oh, we got a Tiramisu. That I do quite like, actually. Jeez. Okay, we got a Grand Spellbook Tower. So this is very good. OPT, if you have a spellcaster, you can place a spellbook from your graveyard to the bottom of the deck and then draw a card. And then when it is destroyed, when this card is destroyed, special summon a spellcaster from your hand or deck whose level is less than the or equal to the number of spellbooks in your grave. It's not horrible. Best card. I love Slushy. It's so bad. I love it. This is sad. That card's so bad. It's just a worse version of, oh my gosh, this is not very good. I don't know. I prefer Slushy. We got a Messenge, Gaga Caesar, and a Hermit. Hermit's pretty decent. It just gains attack. Another House Dust On. We got another Messenge, and then this well, that's actually a good card. It just requires Heraldics, and that's the problem. Arfiduter. Another Abyssphere. What the heck? Emperor Prophecy is decent. And what the frick? We got a playset of Abyssphere? Yeah, sure, I'll add that to the collection.
All right, first pack not off to a great start. I guess Angler's fine. Planet Pathfinder's fine. We got some Mermail cards there. There's our first Mermail, rare. It's Abyss Mander, which I don't believe is very good. Nothing there. Forbidden Dress Super Rare is not bad. I guess I'll take it. It's, like I said, not great. There's an Abyss Turge. That's better than Abyss Mander, but I'd really like to see some number of pikes and guns. Justice of Prophecy is a card that you think you might play. Oh, there's an Abyss Sphere. That's a decent ultra rare. Wish we had something else, but it's playable. There's a one-eyed skill gainer. I talked about this a little bit. I don't think it's very good, but it's something to have in the back. I think that might be our second pike. Yeah, 2 pikes, not bad. 2 pikes, not bad at all. There's an ultra rare Shark Drake Vice. Again, would have preferred some other things, but considering how our pool's looking, it's not bad. Ooh, a secret rare Moulin Glacia. I mean, not the secret rare I would have liked to pick up, but not a bad one. I don't think we're at a point yet where we can search Moulin Glacia, but that is something that does get good. And there's a Gund. I think that might be our first Gund. So, yeah, we can see about playing Mermails. I doubt we can. Hermit of Prophecy. I've never seen this card before. It's bad. This is also bad. Well, I guess it's not terrible. It is Heavy Storm if you have Umi, but you have to have Umi. One-shot wand was this? Whatever. Mind Pollutant? Probably not great. Probably not a great card in the format with Xyz. Alright, so last couple packs here. Memory of an Adversary is technically a decent, battle trick, but it's really... Any battle trick is kind of bad at 1. Snow Giant, last few packs here. And, nothing. Unfortunate. I mean, I guess we didn't pull terrible. We did pull a Moulin Glacia, and Abyss Sphere is decent. Only 1 Gund and 2 Pike, though. I'm not sure that makes a playable Mermail deck for us. Yeah, I'm not too sure about this. Unfortunately, we didn't get any Madolche, Messengelato, and we didn't get Queen Tiramisu either, so that's kind of just off the table for us. I guess we'll go ahead and just add this to the collection. I don't really see the need to respin some halfway decent cards, so let's go ahead and add to collection, and we'll get on into the deck for today.
Alright, so before we start this deck profile, I have a bit of an addendum to do regarding my commons and rares, which I have swapped for the unban. Originally I took 1 Geargi Arsenal and Mark II, but upon further inspection, meaning I read the cards, I realized that what I thought was the effective Geargi Arsenal was the effective Geargi Armor, making me a big, dumb, stupid head. I talked with Immortal, he said this is okay, so instead I have added 2 copies of Spellbook Library of the Crescent. Now, on to the deck profile. I've done some cooking. This is Nordic Gusto. It is a very interesting deck, full of missing timing and full of pain and suffering, but I love it. So, before I jump into this, I do not speak Norse. Yes, we're going to have fun today. Starting off with the Nordic cards, we have Goldfox, the Nordic Beast, which is a bad cyber dragon and literally just a target for this guy. I want to say his name as little as possible because I don't speak Norse, and that's a lot. Basically, this guy can special summon himself if your opponent controls a synchro monster and you control no monsters. He's not very good, but he's a level 4 tuner, which is, it's good enough. And then we have, okay, here we go. Tangnolster. I'm doing my best. This guy. When a monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then OPT, when this defense position card is changed to attack position, this does trigger on if I flip summon it. Then I can special summon a Nordic Beast from my deck except for this card's name. So it just lets me get into this guy and then go for a level 7 synchro or do other plays depending on board state. After that, we got double Junk Synchron. No explanation needed. It's a good card. Then we have double Cam Serenity of the Gusto. I, for the longest time, thought that this was Cam Secretary of Gusto. And that's just not what the card says. I'm full of not reading today. After that, we've got Eagle. There are some Gusto cards where I just hate how they're spelled, and this is one of them. That's just gross, objectively. A lot of the Gustos... this one can shuffle back 2 Gustos from grave to draw a card. Shuffle is cost. And then Eagle, a lot of the Gustos, in fact most of them, trigger when destroyed and sent to graveyard. There are when you can trigger, which is really annoying. So when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower non-tuner Gusto monster from your deck. So how Gustos work is basically all the winged beasts are tuners and the non-tuners are the psychics, with a couple exceptions, which I will get to in a moment. But we've got 2 Eagle, which this is what he do. After that, we've got Falco, which when this face-up card on the field is sent to the graveyard, except by battle, you can special summon 1 Gusto monster from your deck in face-down defense position. So, here is where we get to the fun part. This is a when you can. So you'd think, oh, it leaves the field, like when I synchro summon. I can just trigger it then. Nope. How a judge explained this to me is that the synchro summon is cost. So using these as materials is cost. And then you summon the synchro monster as essentially an effect. So there is the small window where you can like Solemn Judgment or activate like Ryo or something like that, or Warning to negate the summon. And then after that, things can trigger. But because there's that window in between, these do not trigger. I hate my life. So this one just basically never triggers. He's just here because he's a level 2 tuner. That's literally it. The same thing goes with... he can trigger off destruction, but the same thing goes for Gusto Goldo. This is the best Gusto because it can get destroyed by battle and card effect and trigger, but it still has the same problem with Falco, where if you synchro summon it off, it will not trigger. But what this card does is it special summons a level 2 or lower Gusto from your deck. After that, we've got Gusto Thunbolt. This guy is terrible, too. So the fact that his name is Thunbolt just makes me hate him even more. At the start of the battle phase, or at the end of the battle phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard this turn, you can banish one Gusto monster from your graveyard to special summon one Wind Psychic monster from your deck with 1500 or less defense. So I originally was going to utilize this as like a fun little thing to cheat out like something good, but let's just check the Wind Psychics, just all of them. This is all that we have. And the best ones are not even that good. So this guy is the worst because he doesn't trigger immediately after destruction. He triggers at the end of the battle phase. But he can get out any of the wind or the psychics, so it's fine-ish. I just don't like him. After that, we got Hope of Gusto, which on flip specials a Gusto tuner monster from deck. After that, we've got Winda. I wish we had more of this because this card is awesome. Not only is it a level 2 non-tuner, but when it is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, it has to be by an opponent's attacking monster, which is kind of annoying, but You can special one Gusto tuner monster from your deck. So he just lets us go into Goldo. And Goldo is the best one because it can summon... a lot of the other tuners require you to summon like a non-tuner. Or this guy summons in face-down defense, which is just not super great. So the fact that he can summon just any level 2 or lower, summoning out Falco or Eagle or whatever we want, it's pretty good. Contact with Gusto. Target 2 Gusto monsters in your graveyard and 1 card your opponent controls. Shuffle both targets in the graveyard into the deck, then destroy that opponent's monster, or that opponent's target. It's worded weirdly, just like Thunbolt, but it shuffles 2, pops 1. That's what it does. After that, we got Instant Fusion, 2 Instant Fusions. I don't want to clog the board too much. Also, the extra deck's super tight, so I'm only running 2 as a result of that. 1 Reborn, 1 Avarice, 1 Lance, because we're playing a lot of protection cards because we just want freeze to stay on the field. That's literally it. And then we got Heavy, double MST, double My Body, double Creature Swap because the destruction of the Gustos does trigger regardless of field. It just they're destroyed, and it just matters which graveyard they go to. So yeah, double Creature Swap, double Bottomless, double Call, double Mirror Force. We got 1 Solemn and double Starlight Road. In the side, last Starlight Road, double Mischief of the Yokai. I really want to be able to actually play this card, but he refuses to play decks that do ranks and XYZs and stuff. 1 Fiendish, 1 MST, 1 Chalice, triple DD Crow to rot in the side, but we're keeping it here in case. Triple Veiler and triple Sidra. In the extra, we have 1 Cataster, 1 Goldo, which requires a Gusto non-tuner, which is kind of annoying. OPT, you can shuffle 2 Gusto monsters from your graveyard into the main deck to target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and destroy that target. The shuffle back is cost, which is nice. Then after that, we got Doubles Freeze. I want to play 2 because the first effect here is super good. It's a level 6 that requires a Gusto non-tuner. When it's Synchro Summoned, you can just target a Gusto card in grave and add it to hand. So that can be Contact with Gusto. We have no way to search this, but we have ways to recycle it, which is nice. After that, it just turns all of your Gustos into Makonkos that can be destroyed. That's literally it. And this guy can't be destroyed, but all the other Gustos can. After that, we have Uwu Quiznos because it does piercing damage. We have Black Rose because we make 7s like nobody's business. We have Urbellum because that's a nice card. Scrap Dragon, double Stardust for the Starlight Road almost exclusively. Mistworm, 1 Leviair because Thunbolt does banish. 1 Utopia, 1 Carbonara Warrior. I refuse to call it Carbonala. It's Carbonara. And then 1 Flame Ghost. And then that's it for the deck. I'm really, really excited, although this deck makes me so sad. It's so close to being so good, but it just decided to suck because Konami writes when You can.
Baby, can't you see? I'm drawing. Alright, enough mild copyright infringement. We are playing Magical Explosion FTK. Why? Because it's funny, I am kind of sick, and I don't want to think, I just want to draw cards. So the entire point of this deck is to draw your whole deck, activate Wall of Revealing Light to pay down to the amount for Life Equalizer, then you activate Life Equalizer so both our life points become 3,000, and then we activate Magical Explosion so that Zach takes 3,000 damage when we have 15 spells in grave. We're on a lot of just draw cards. This is basically every good draw spell. I was actually playing Cup of Ace in this. I decided to switch it out last minute for Magical Mallet because it's probably better, even though I really wanted to do the Let's Go Gambling meme. So in the main deck, we got one Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. I wish this was a third Blue Eyes White Dragon. We only have two for some reason. So we got the one of this just to make up space. Three RML. Every time we activate three spells, we get three spell counters, and then we draw a card. Summoner Monk gets us two Royal Magical Library, so pretty valuable. Three Whitestone, this gets us our two copies of Blue Eyes. Ancient Leaf, this might seem strange, but we are playing a card that does increase our life points. It's a card we can activate whenever we want. It's Diane Keto, the Cure Master. This is a card that annoyed me to no end back when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships 2007 for the Nintendo DS. Because NPCs would use this card and then I couldn't kill them that next turn. So we've got three of that and two of this. Three Broken Bamboo Sword to pair with our three Golden Bamboo Sword. This just gives us a free +1 each time we activate a Bamboo Sword. Cards to Consonants lets us ditch our Whitestone and get a Blue Eyes into hand for trade-ins, which we're also playing three of that. One Dark World Dealings, this kind of just fills space. Three Hand Destruction, this both lets us draw cards and also get dead cards like Summoner Monks and other copies of RML out of our hand. Same thing with Magical Mallet. This lets us put back our, like our traps if we draw them too early, or our extra copies of, Summoner Monk or Royal Magical Library. Three Upstart, and then the one apiece of Life Equalizer, Magical Explosion, and Wall of Revealing Light. Now, this deck was historically played with Chicken Game, but I don't want to wait that long to play it. In the side deck, we are going to be hardboarding into Final Countdown if we feel like it. I'm going to be honest, this does completely probably lose to Insectors, but what the heck, I'm going to try it. And then in the extra, we just have every possible four we can make. The only one we might go into is Utopia, because if we have a Spunk and an RML on field and, we fail to draw, we could make Utopia and then kind of sort of save ourselves from some battle damage. But that is it. Let's get on into duels. Well, Zach, we're here. Let's see, we opened Abyss Rising this episode, so we had like the Mermails, more Madolche cards. It's a pretty strong set, but only really strong at high end, so don't know if it changed too much for our series, but we'll see.
Yeah, I opened insane on the high end, but my low end was it happened.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So this will be an interesting episode. I think all my dice are in my backpack, so we're just going to do this. We're just gonna guess. Hey, look at that. You won a die roll.
All right, I think I'll go first since we still draw for turn.
Big surprise. Ooh, on 41. Couldn't cut it down.
No, I couldn't quite. All right, well, let's just tease, set, and pass.
Alrighty, draw phase, draw for turn. Standby, anything?
Nope.
Main phase. So I guess we'll just go ahead and give it away. I'm going to start by normal summoning Royal Magical Library.
Oh no.
We are going to activate Hand Destruction. I'll pitch this copy of Whitestone and this copy of Broken Bamboo Sword.
Okay, I will pitch Gusto Goldo
Oh, okay.
and Call of the Haunted.
Interesting. All right, well, we both draw two, and then I'll get Whitestone effect. Mandatory effect, by the way.
Yep, and you'll get a counter.
Yep, I will get a singular counter on my Royal Magical Library. And this thing's once per turn, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Totally. All right, let's activate another Broken Bamboo Sword, gain another counter.
Yeah.
Let's activate Trade In, pitching Blue Eyes. We'll gain a third counter and draw 2. And then we'll remove 3 counters to draw 1 card.
Yes.
Okay. Let's activate. This is a funny card. All right, you ready for this? We're gonna activate Diane Keto, the Cure Master, to gain 1,000 life points. Gain a counter. Oh,
Okay.
I didn't mean to do that. Meant to gain a counter. Anyways, all right. Then we'll activate Ancient Leaf to pay 2,000 and draw 2, because my life points are now 9,000.
Yep.
And then we'll gain another counter. We'll activate Golden Bamboo Sword to gain another counter and draw 2.
Yep.
And then we'll remove 3 to draw another. All right. Let's activate Upstart. I'll give you 1,000.
Yeah.
Then draw a card, gain a counter. We'll activate Cards of Consonance, pitching this Whitestone, gain another counter and draw 2 cards.
Yup.
So mandatory effect of Whitestone does not resolve.
Okay. So you drew the Blue Eyes.
Yep. All right. We're gonna activate Hand Destruction. I will pitch the second copy of RML. Don't think we'll need that, and another copy of Bamboo Sword. Gain a third counter.
Yep.
Let's just make sure I'm at the right 1, 2. All right, pitch those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. So, oh, didn't mean to do that. Jeez. To Graveyard with you. I believe this is my third counter. I do need to draw 2 still. I think, right? Was I supposed to be at 2 counters or 3? This deck is like kind of hard.
Check.
Yeah. All right, we'll remove 3 counters to draw a card. All right, we will activate another Diane Keto. We'll go ahead and activate a second Diane Keto. So that'll put me back up
So
to
you are
9,000.
at 9K.
Yep.
And then you're going to Ancient Leaf again.
Yep, I will. So -2.
Do you remember when this card got bought out because everyone thought that Master Rule 5 was going to come out?
Dude, that was such a funny time. All right, so we'll draw 2, gain the third counter, and then we'll remove all 3 to draw 1. We'll activate Cards of Consonance, gain a counter, draw 2.
Okay.
Actually, I need to pitch this Whitestone. I did have it. You'll see it. All right. We're going to activate Golden Bamboo Sword, gain a counter, draw 2.
Yep.
We'll activate Trade In, pitch this Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, gain a counter, draw 2.
Can that be added off of
No,
Whitestone?
it can't. It
Oh,
literally
because it's
can't.
Toon Dragon.
Yeah. So draw a card. All right. We'll activate Upstart. I'll give you 1,000, gain a counter, and draw 1.
Yep. I have a feeling that these life points do not matter.
They might not. All right. Let's go ahead and activate a third Upstart, or the final Upstart, gain a counter, and draw 1. Let's see. So I'm at 5. Okay. We're going to activate Dark World Dealings. We'll both draw a card, then discard 1. I'll discard this Summoner Monk. We did assemble this, but we'll just go ahead and go a little bit further. We'll activate Trade In, pitch Blue Eyes, gain a counter to draw 2. And then finally, just because I don't want to use the RML activation to draw my last pathetic cards, I'll activate Hand Destruction. I'll pitch 2 Magical Mallets. All right, I will set 3 cards. And, yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and just pass the turn over to you.
Okay.
All right, in your draw phase.
Mm-hmm.
In your draw phase. All right, so we gotta make sure we do this right. All right, so we're gonna activate. So we're gonna start by activating Magical Explosion.
Yeah.
Then we're going to. I might not be able to chain all this. Sorry. So let's do this the
Bro,
proper.
when'd you get a smunk?
Bro, I've had smunks. All right, so let's just go ahead and do this the right way. All right, so we're going to in draw phase. We're going to activate Wall of Revealing Light. I will pay down to only 1,000 life points, so I'll pay down to 6,000. Pay down 6,000. All right, then we'll activate Magical Explosion and
Oh, it
chain.
stays up.
It does, yes. You're right. We'll activate Magical Explosion and chain. If I can get this on field. whenever DB wants to catch up. We'll chain Life Equalizer to make both our life points 3,000. And then, yep, Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, bro, that was fun. I enjoyed that. That was fun. I'm glad I got to pull it off. In testing, it was fairly consistent, but I was worried I was just gonna draw a hand of all dragons or all draw spells and nothing to pitch. So
I mean, that's what I'm hoping for here.
yeah. All right.
All right, I will draw for turn.
Sure.
Um. Okay.
Draw.
It worked so well last time.
It really did. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna start by activating Dark Roll Dealings. We'll draw and pitch.
Sure.
Interesting. I will pitch a copy of Hand Destruction to the graveyard.
Okay.
Then we're gonna activate Hand Destruction for 2. Ooh, yeah, and that is all. Oh, sorry, you didn't see that. You didn't see that hand.
See what?
Yeah, it's, totally. That is all.
Okay. I'm hoping for that once more. Standby main.
Yep.
What's the best way to do this? So, what's your knowledge on missing the timing?
So it depends on the card. It either needs to, so only when you can effects can miss the timing, and it has to be the last action that happened in the game state in order for a card to not miss timing if it's a when you can.
So, if this card were to be used as synchro material, would it miss timing?
This card is sent from the field to the graveyard. Key special summon. I think so, because the last thing that happened is the synchro monster being summoned, not the card going to the graveyard.
Correct. I hate my life. Reborn target Cam.
Sure.
Cam effect.
Yeah, I think that isn't this the card on Poisonous Winds, which is a really interesting floodgate.
I think so. Ooh, okay. What's the best way to do this?
It's a good question.
That's the best way to do this. Okay. I got a normal Cam.
Sure.
I will then synchro summon for a Herbellum.
Okay, I see where we're going with this.
Activate contact, target my 2 Gustos engrave and your set.
Shuffle them both into the deck.
It'll pop your card, shuffle mine.
Oh,
it's worded terribly.
Sure. So pop the blue eyes, or the white stone. Mandatory effect of white stone. We'll get a blue eyes to hand.
Yes. Battle.
Sure. I will ditch Swift Scarecrow to stop the battle phase.
Sure.
It basically 1-for-1s for the hand rip, let's be honest.
Yeah. Pass.
Draw. Standby main. You know what? I'll give you 1,000.
Okay. This does not matter.
And neither does the card I drew. Go ahead. Actually,
cool.
No. Let's do this. I'll activate Double D and Keto to gain 2,000 just so I don't die as easily. Right, and then you're good.
Standby main. Mm-hmm. Normal summon Gold Fox.
Interesting.
It does not matter.
Okay, sure.
It's just getting synchroed off.
Are making a Nordic card?
Since it's the biggest, it's Scrap Dragon.
Sure. Okay.
Punch face.
Take the 5K. And then you
Yay.
Oh no, I have to have 4 more. What? Crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
God.
It's almost good, but not quite.
Airbellum bad. Draw. Standby main. Go ahead.
Yeah. Airbellum is better than Herbellum.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um, normal,
Sure.
battle,
Sure.
punch,
I do have the Swift Scarecrow.
cool, pass.
Draw. Standby main. Go ahead and gain 1,000.
Cool. I
Bro,
like
what the
that
fuck?
I'm just keeping you off Ancient Leaf.
um, Go ahead. And that's the card
You're
game
gonna
this
hate
game.
me.
Sure. You can have this White Stone of Legend. You gonna make an 8?
Sweet, thank you. Flip,
Mm-hmm.
normal.
Sure.
This is engrave. Battle,
Sure.
punch.
Sure. That's got it. You got it. Alright, yep. Sometimes you just draw all dragons.
Please miss. Please miss.
I'll try first.
Please miss.
Draw phase, draw for turn. Alright, dealings.
Cool.
I will pitch a copy of Card of Consonance to the graveyard.
I'm getting rid of the worst spelled card in the existence.
That's really stupid. Alright, I gain 1,000, I'll draw a card. Bro, what the fuck? Alright, activate double D and Keto and pass.
Oh, I live.
You do indeed.
Oh, and I giga win. Okay, do I? Let's see. I can do that. Does that do anything? Just do that. It's funny. Sure. Sorry, I'm thinking.
You're good. I have a feeling this game might be over in this turn. You know, just like it was over on my first turn for you in the first game. I think this is going to be over in your first turn for me in this game.
Gonna set.
Sure.
Um.
Time in the round.
Get that. I could just do that. Do that. Think. That is what I do. Just gonna normal cam, go battle, punch face.
I'll take the 17.
And then I'll pass.
Sure. Draw. All right. Let's see here.
Okay.
Go ahead. Turn 1 on. Final countdown.
Standby main.
Yep.
Normal junk synchron, target eagle.
Sure.
Instant fusion.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I think I go for this, so I can do that. No, I do that because that's just objective. Well, no, that's better. Gonna get flame ghost.
Sure. The fucking flame ghost. That's so funny.
He's good. Gonna go 2 for
So for a 5.
5 for this boyo.
Yeah, oh, okay.
And then we're gonna go for Uwu Quiznos.
Sure.
Battle.
I'm taking 2043.
Yeah. And then this gains 300, so it's at 24.
Mm-hmm.
Main to pass.
All right, second turn on countdown. I'm not dead yet. Stand by me.
I'm not dead yet.
Gain 1,000.
Thanks for the free upstart.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, oh.
oh no. Oh
Mandatory effect of
no.
Whitestone skipped, unfortunately.
Cool.
Activate air traffic control.
What the frick does this do?
You can't attack if you have more than 3 monsters.
Okay.
Turn 3 on countdown.
Does that just win me the game? So you need to have exactly that. And if you, well, I could do that. That's 3. It's too much. Thinking, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Now that I'm thinking about this, I probably shouldn't have activated this card. But oh well.
Battle?
Yep,
Swing?
I do the Scarecrow.
Okay. Okay. Um, don't know if I care right now. I can just do that. It's funny. Oh, that's actually spicy. Okay. I will just pass.
Sure. Turn 4 on final.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Draw phase, draw for turn. Stand by main. Let's try for it.
Yep, and then the mandatory effect, which gets skipped.
Yep. Ah, dude. Come on. You got it.
So the line I was thinking about was right at the end was I have a call set and I have instant fusion Falco in hand. So I was thinking like call target Cam summon back from Cam get summoned back or no. Yeah, call get Cam synchro summon for freeze. And then this doesn't matter in hand. That's engrave. This stays up. Next turn, normal summon Junk, special summon out Falco. And then this plus Uwu for Scrap Dragon.
And then Scrap Dragon.
Scrap Dragon pop the call and the aerial.
Yeah. So, as you can tell, I sided out of the Magical Explosion FTK because I wanted to actually have a game 2 and 3.
We would have had a game too. You would have set that stuff, and I would have just cosmic'd it away.
Oh, yeah.
That was my set card.
That's very funny.
I also drew Veiler both times, so
you could have Veilered the.
If you got to RML,
that's really funny. Yeah, so I sided into Final Countdown on the second game. I was like, well, what do we do when our opponent knows what we're up to? Well, we play Floodgates. So I saw Skill Drain, Air Traffic Control. I needed to top tech a level limit area B off of the consonants draws, but I didn't. My hand was double consonants, double blue eyes at the start, and that just wasn't good. Yeah, I thought at least this deck was funny. It was a really simple deck to play in terms of like, oh well, yeah, if we get to the Magical Explosion, we do just probably win. But we didn't get to obviously I sided out of it games 2 and 3 because I did get to pull it off game 1, which was very fun. Um, so there's a lot of like stupid little cards here. Obviously, we saw the Golden Bamboo Sword, which sees play and like draw FTKs for years to come. We also saw the Whitestone Blue Eyes line, which we'll see a lot of play when we get to Dragon Ruler format for reasons that will become clear.
Yay.
I also personally thought the Dian Keto into Ancient Leaf was really cute.
That was really funny.
Because and everyone's like, well, why are you doing that? It's like, well, Dian Keto is a spell card you can always activate, right? Because like the problem with the RML magical explosion stuff right now is we don't have cards that we can always activate, right? Trade in requires you to have a level 8, Cards of Constance requires you to have a level 1 tuner dragon. Um, Hand destruction requires you to have at least 2 other cards in hand. Really, the only cards we can always activate are Upstart Goblin and Magical Mallet. So I was like, well, Dian Keto gives us another card that we can always activate to get the third counter onto RML. And yeah, we just aim to draw our whole deck, and Magical Explosion FTK is very funny. But this deck saw much more experimentation much later in the game's history when we had Chicken Game at 3, along with 3 Terraforming
I
and
hate
3
that.
Pseudo Space, which, sort of kind of just lets you have 9 cards that all replace themselves and gets you RML counters. It's pretty strong.
Yeah.
But you're on some spice here. So are you playing
Yeah.
Nordic synchros or no? You just playing the tuners?
No, I don't own any. I had a Loki, but I swap frogged that away for a Shien. So
Interesting.
I had 2 Shien.
That's
But
fair.
yeah, so like every single Gusto wants to be destroyed. And this guy here, who I didn't get to say the name of once, I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but I think it's freaking Tangrisnir
Something like
or
that. Yeah.
Tangisnir. I don't know. It just triggers off destruction. And this, for some reason, even though they're both when you cans, they both can trigger.
That's really funny. Yeah, because this one they both meet their activation condition at the same time. So this one resolves first, and then this one
But this
doesn't miss timing,
can't trigger when you synchro.
which is so funny that they did that. And to be honest, like Konami's gotten better about PSCT in terms of like, oh well, this is a synchro deck, and it's when it's sent to grave, but it misses timing because then the cards would be too powerful. It's like no, nobody would be like, oh yeah, Gusto's insane because you get to plus infinity off of Galdo being sent as a synchro monster. No, that's not a problem when we don't have many
There are
special
only
summons.
2 Gustos that would trigger off synchro, and it's literally Guldo and Falco. And Falco specials in face down defense. And can
That's
only currently, because of the stupid ruling about synchro summoning, it can only trigger when destroyed by card effect.
really that's so stupid.
Yes. But this deck has been just always screwed over, both with missing timing and also just the wording on contact and this card, freaking Thunderbolt, which is spelled stupid. Um, just awful. Like they're just worded in the absolute worst way possible. Like,
Yeah, I can see that. So yeah. So well, how's your Abyss Rising pulls? Did you pull any good mermails?
oh, so yeah, my Mermail pool is very interesting. I pulled 3 Abyss Sphere.
Oh, okay. That's actually not bad.
And then as for Mermails, I pulled 1 Pike, double Turge, 1 Gund, and that's all the good ones.
Yep, sounds about right.
I pulled
Un-
2 Hilda, which is the only other good one.
yeah, unfortunately, Mermail is just such high rarity that we don't really have a chance to really play it, and we're not going to get the structure decks or anything that prints the Atlanteans for us to then, use those as supplementary cards. So you really have to pull just incredibly high in order to play that. I'm trying to think what else we had. I think I think we got more Madolche support in this one. I know we got Messengelato for sure. Um,
Did we?
I'm
I don't
pr-
think we did.
I think it was a rare. I'm pretty sure. Anyway,
I thought that Messenge was the previous one.
it might have been there.
Oh
Madolche
wait,
is
no, we
like
did get Messenge.
yeah, Madolche is just like weirdly spread out against like across like 20 sets, and none of them really give you a playable low rarity core. You do kind of have to pull high.
No,
Now, if you manage to pull the Queen Tiramisu, you do get
I
to
did.
play it, but
I pulled one.
nice. But yeah, so it is what it is. By the way, in case you're wondering, the entire game plan was if I go first, I do like the smunk into RML line, and I don't draw at all. This is just what I sit on. I just sit on a Utopia and hope that you can't kill me through it.
Oh, buddy, I would just pop it either with
Yeah,
Scrap Dragon or with Goldos.
yeah, and I figured you'd probably
But yeah,
pop it with Hornet.
Freeze, like we didn't get to see it, but Freeze is a hell of a card.
Yeah,
Like it turns all of your monsters into Makonkas essentially. And on synchro can just add back a Gusto card, which includes Contact.
that's really funny. Oh, well, what's going to be even funnier is the winner's wheel for today. So let's go ahead and get into that. Let's see. All right, how many spins do you want on the winner's wheel?
Um, let's do 5 for the amount of synchro summons I made this game.
Sure. All right. One, two, three, four, and five. Let's see. And you are going to get a promo wild card. That'll be fun. We'll see what
Ooh,
you get in
I have
the
no idea what to get.
yeah. Well, we'll see what you get in the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, and if you really enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. That is it from us. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.